Today we want to bring to you about 5 companies that you can watch in 2026 that actually passes biblical screening, and that's companies you can take a look at, and it's companies that we're watching close. Now there's 2 of these companies that we are long in our portfolios, and when we get to those we will disclose that. But the first company we do not hold a position in, it's called Coherent. I would say they're more of the shovel and mortar of the AI industry. We'll take a quick look at the charts. The charts on this company look really good. So Grayson, kind of dive into that for us.
You're right. Coherent has been able to take advantage of the AI infrastructure that's been needed. They make high-tech lasers that are used with iPhones, and when you open it up and it recognizes your face, they're the ones that make that technology. Also, what you may not have known is that same technology is used to cut and do precision work on chips, and so that's been in demand as of late. They also make specific products that are used in the telecom industry to communicate with fiber optic cables with different AI data centers that are around the world. And so they've benefited greatly from the rise of this industry over the last few years, and they're poised to stay in very good competition in the future.
You know, Grayson, Coherent, one of the things that's caught our eye with this company, it has a really nice 1-year chart on them. It kind of goes up like a slant up like this. It looks really, really well. The relative strength is really good on it. The earnings per share growth is good on this company. So technically, this company looks really good. See, we at Christian Values believe that technology is going to perform well in 2026. It's probably going to repeat more like of 25 and 24, where it is actually one of the biggest winners in 2026. So right now, we really like Coherent. Is anything else that the people listening should know about it, Grayson?
Yes, they have actually been developing a new technology called diamond-based thermal cooling. The semiconductors get really hot, especially when they're doing a lot of work. And so what this would give the opportunity for is it would make sure that they get cooled down, and it'll be interesting to see if they're able to make a good bit of money on this new development.
The next company we want to look at is a company that we're long in. We're holding this company in our portfolios, and it's called Seagate Technologies. First heard of Seagate way back in the early 90s when I was younger and I believed in building my own computers. The company is been doing real well over the last 12 months. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about Seagate, Grayson?
You can think of Seagate Technologies kind of like a large storage vault for the AI rush right now. They make a lot of HDD cards and SSDs as well, and you might be familiar with some of their products if you use a personal computer and you use storage. So what they're really making their hay on right now isn't that stuff that they're selling to you or to me. They're making a lot of money dealing with hyperscalers and dealing with big-time AI companies that need a lot of storage right now if they're going to use their machine learning algorithms effectively. So a lot of times, if you've noticed, you'll see that pictures and videos take up a lot of storage. And right now they've actually developed something that's up to 12 terabytes, which can save about 12,000 movies, which is a crazy amount of storage. But that's what you need if you're developing this sort of thing, if you're using a machine learning algorithm to pick up on traffic patterns. Groups like Seagate are making a lot of money based on this demand. Historically, there have been kind of boom and bust situations, but it's hard to see this just drying up overnight.
No, not with AI increasing and demand for storage increasing. The demand for Seagate is going to increase. And it's just what's going to happen, we believe, over the next 5-10 years, possibly even further. Is there anything else, Grayson, on Seagate they need to know about? I know the chart looks really good. The fundamentals look good. The technicals look really good. You got a beautiful chart pattern on a 1-year chart on Seagate. What else should the listeners know about Seagate?
They actually have the lead on heat-assisted magnetic recording, and this is a big deal in this industry. Their biggest competitor, Western Digital, is about 2 years behind on them, and it'll be interesting to see over the next couple of years if Seagate will be able to catch up to WDC, who's been leading them in their stock returns over the last 1 year and 5 year periods.
Yes, Western Digital is our next company is out to watch for 2026. You know, when we were looking to fill that position in technology for our portfolios, it was basically a toss-up between Seagate and Western Digital. They were so very close together. They both passed biblical screenings. The last 12 months on both of the charts looks wonderful, but we just kind of leaned a little bit with Seagate, but our eyes are still watching Western Digital. Can you go into a little more depth on Western Digital?
Western Digital is a direct competitor of Seagate. Both of those companies actually make up a duopoly in this industry. They do also make HDDs and SDDs and personal use type of things. You might have a flash drive with their name on it. However, they're also making most of their money off of AI and the large amounts of data storage that are necessary. What makes them a little bit different than Seagate is they're known as being more of a long-term solution for their clients. It's almost like they're a luxury brand. So if you want to make sure that you've got a good long-term solution, you might go with Western Digital rather than Seagate if you're in this industry.
Number 4 company we want to look at is Core Mining, and mining should be strong in 2026. If you look at gold, silver, mining has gold, silver prices, precious metal prices has been pushing mining companies, and Core Mining, we believe, will be another good company to watch in 2026. It passes our biblical screening. And Grayson, tell us a little bit about Core Mining.
Core Mining has benefited greatly over the last year due to the large run-up in silver and gold. They used to be more of a silver company, but they've actually become more balanced over the last number of years, and they have a lot of parity between their gold and silver holdings. They have a large presence in North America with mines in Mexico, also the United States, like places like Nevada, and they're also investing $30 million to try to find new metals up in British Columbia. The interesting thing with these guys is that they have been able to do all this without having to deal with a lot of political risk. Sometimes you'll have a gold mine set up somewhere and you'll have to worry about the government shutting you down. But they've been able to do business well, handle exemplary, and they are poised to be able to sell what everybody seems to be wanting right now for the foreseeable future.
Core Mining the chart has looked really well up to October. It sold off some in late October, early November, but the chart has picked back up. It's broken over its high in October and January. There's been a really big push on precious metals. There's been a lot of demand, and so the price has been increasing, and we think Core Mining will follow that. And so it's really a company you need to be watching in 2026. The 5th company we want to talk about is a company that we hold long. It's Credo Technology. And we bought this company, I guess, maybe 12 months ago, somewhere around there. We've been holding it in our portfolios, and it has performed quite well for us. Grayson, can you tell the listeners a little bit about Credo Technology?
Credo is a pure-play AI company. They make chips and semiconductors, and actually they're fabless, which means that they design them and then they work with companies like NVIDIA and Broadcom to actually make them and distribute them to the final users that are going to be having them in their data centers. So why do I call them a pure-play company? Well, it's because these guys are actually driving the industry and they're making it better. They're not just benefiting from it like maybe some of the other ones that we've talked about before. These guys are on the cutting edge of technology, and they're a big driver in what's the biggest technology that we've seen in 20 or 30 years.
Credo's chart last year looked really well. It started showing a little bit of weakness when some of the semiconductors, some of the AI stocks started going down in December. But we believe that Credo will continue to perform well in 2026. We told you we'll give you 5, but we're going to give you a bonus. So the last company we want to talk about today is a company called Mueller. And Grayson, can you tell us a little bit about Mueller Industries and why we think it's going to do well in 2026?
Mueller reminds me a little bit of United Rentals, who we did a video on about a year ago. And the reason why is United Rentals really benefited from government spending on infrastructure, and it seems that Mueller has really benefited from that as well. What they do is they produce a lot of products that relate to HVAC systems, plumbing, and also electric vehicles. And so they produce copper products, and they've also been able to benefit from all of these things going up in price over the last 5 years while demand remains constant because that's always something that people need. They've been able to take advantage of paying down debt. They're a debt-free company, which means that your return on invested capital is going to be very good when you invest with them. It's hard to go wrong with a debt-free company with a product that everybody needs.
You know, technically, over the last 12 months, they have a beautiful chart. Fundamentally, the earnings growth looks really good. They've been trading real good compared to the market. So fundamentally and technically, they look strong. We believe that they're in the right place to really do well in 2026. If you have any stocks that you would like for us to look at, make sure you subscribe, you comment on it, and we'll take a look at it. Until next time, may God richly bless you, and we pray that 2026 will be a great year for you.